Good afternoon, welcome back. Am I audible? Okay, so let us start with a fresh topic, that is averages, mixtures and allegations. Basically, these are two different topics. Averages is one and mixtures and allegations is another topic. Okay. What do you mean by averages? Tell me. Be interactive, थोड़ा सा fresh रहो guys. It's quite an easy concept. You already know about this. So what is averages? Yes, that is correct. So averages is basically sum of observations. So whatever number of observations you have, whatever amount of data you have to find average. So you have to take sum of all those observations and divide by number of observations. Correct? This is basic averages. Everybody must know this. Averages also called as mean or arithmetic averages or arithmetic mean, everything is same. Right? Now when I talk about this, let's say we have, I think I shouldn't go with the example. Everybody knows this already. Let's talk about median now. What do you understand by a median, or what is a median? Tell me quickly. Anybody, what is a median? The more time you take to answer the questions, the lesser questions we will be able to solve. I hope you're understanding this. Or should I directly start with the questions? So what is a median, or let's give an example directly.
Ma'am, the middle number.
Okay, the middle number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So tell me what is the median for this observation set? If you see median is basically the middle value or the middle number or the middle observation or the centermost observation and all that stuff. What is the median for this observation set then? Everybody must start answering. Come on quickly. So I can see so many of you are answering 3 as the middle now, as the median, because 3 is in the middle. But let me tell you that is wrong, because when I say median, the basic most thing that you need to understand is median is the middle value, but after you arrange everything in the ascending order, right? After you arrange all the observations in ascending order, or when you sort it in an order, in that case, whatever comes in the middle will be a middle value. Now, is this observation set in ascending order? This is very important. This is like prerequisite to find a median. It has to be arranged in either ascending or descending order, either ways. So no, it is not. That is why I cannot say 3 is the median, no, directly. What I'll do is I'll first arrange everything in the ascending order. 0, 2, 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4. Now, after I arrange everything in the ascending order, I can see 2 is in the middle. So 2 is the median. Yes, Tejasri, that is absolutely correct. So 2 is going to be the median. Am I clear with that? Averages, sum of observations upon number of observations. Median, middlemost value when you arrange everything in the ascending order. Now you could locate directly the middle value because there were odd number of observations. So we have cases over here. First, if you're dealing with odd number of observations, as in not odd observations 3, 4, 5, but number of observations is odd. Whether there are 7 observations or 9 observations, 25 observations, 37 observations, and so on. In that case, median will directly be the middle value. See, arranging in ascending order, I'm not going to repeat it again and again. It has to be there. Okay. For example, this example, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? I can see 2 is the median. Now, what if you're dealing with even number of observations in that case? How will you find median? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here you have 6 observations. Can you tell me what is the median over here? Can you tell me what is the median in this case? So when you're dealing with middle number, can you see you get 2 middle values? Here you get only one value in the middle, one middle value. Here you get 2 middle values. So whenever you deal with even number of observations, you will always get 2 middle values, and median will be average of those 2 middle values. That is sum of middle values divided by 2. That is average of the middle 2 values. So that will be 2 plus 3 by 2, that is 2.5. So 2.5 is the median for this particular observation set. I hope this is clear to everybody. So with this, what if now here I could locate the middle values? Now, what if you have large number of observations? In that case, how do you find the position of the median value? To find the position of the median value, you can directly apply the formula n plus 1 by 2. This will give you the position. For example, here, you have 5 observations. So how do you find the position? 5 plus 1 by 2, that is third position. So can you see this will give you the position and not the median value, huh? On the third position, you have 2, 2 is the median. Now here in this case, you have 6 observations, 6 plus 1 by 2, that is 7 by 2, right? I get 3.5. So when I say 3.5, that means this because I know even number of observations, so there should be 2 observations, no? So that will be third and the fourth observation. Can you see the third observation and the fourth observation? I hope it is clear. So you can just remember this formula as well. So this is all about median. Am I clear with this? Then we will understand mode, which is not required right now, but still. What is mode? Mode is most frequently occurring. Okay, that is mode is most frequently occurring observation. जो सबसे ज्यादा टाइम रिपीट होगा वो आपका वैल्यू मोड रहेगा, राइट? नाउ coming to another part, now when you are dealing with evenly spaced observations, when you are dealing with evenly spaced observations, evenly spaced observations as in arithmetic progression, guys, where you have a common difference between the alternate term or between the adjacent terms, between the consecutive terms, correct? For example, if I have x, another is x plus d, x plus 2d, x plus 3d, as in there's a common difference of d. एक एक से बढ़ता जाएगा, common difference से बढ़ता जाएगा. It could be a set of consecutive numbers as well. Consecutive numbers हम लोग कैसे लेते हैं? Consecutive numbers means 1, 2, 3, 4, one after the other. So even these are evenly spaced observations, or 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Here's a difference of 2. If I talk about 3 plus 4, let's say 7 plus 4, 11 plus 4, 15. Even this is evenly spaced observation. Plus 4 का difference है. I hope you are understanding. Now, what about it? So when you are dealing with evenly spaced observations, right? Your mean, you can directly conclude that mean is going to be equals to median. Right? For example, let's take this same example. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. 15 plus 4 is 19. Now, if I ask you to find the average or mean, right? Instead of wasting your time and adding up all the observations and dividing by number of observations, I'll observe that the observations are evenly spaced. So in that case, if I find out median, mean will be equals to that median. So I know that if I see evenly spaced observations है तो ascending order में ही रहेगा. So in that case 11, I can see 11 है अपना median, तो आपका मीन भी 11 ही रहेगा. I hope it is clear. I do not have to waste my time in doing all this. Even if you do, you will get 11 as the answer. Am I clear with this? Then we can start with the questions. We'll solve few questions on averages. Then we'll start with mixtures and allegations. Are we clear, guys? सो के सिर्फ सुन रहे होंगे तो ऑब्वियसली सो जाओगे. थोड़ा सा बैठ के हाथ में नोटबुक लो, पेन लो, राइट, और सॉल्व करो, नींद नहीं आएगा. Solve this one. This is the first question. Come on. Bhakti, that is absolutely correct. Good. Tejashri, that is correct. Akash Chaudhary, that is correct. Good. How about others still solving? Let's understand this question. First of all, 11 consecutive natural numbers बोला है. Consecutive natural numbers मतलब evenly spaced हुआ ना, one after the other. मतलब 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. अगर मुझे ये जो दो वर्ड्स है कॉन्जिक्यूटिव नेचुरल नंबर्स, इससे मुझे क्या समझता है कि इवनली स्पेस्ड है, तो मीन इक्वल्स टू मीडियन का कंसेप्ट हम लोग अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. यस और नो गाइस? नाउ I want to understand, if I do not know the value, so how do I find the median? I know how to find the position of the median, right? Median, अगर मेरे पास 11 observations है, so remember n plus 1 by 2th position. So that is 6th position. 6th position आपका median है. Consecutive है तो already ascending order में है. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 6th position, guys. And देखो उन्होंने क्वेश्चन में भी बराबर 6th नंबर ही कैसे दिया है? Because they wanted us to apply this concept, no? So 6th number is 12. So that means median is 12. तो अगर median 12 है, then mean has to be 12. Because mean and median are going to be equal. They are consecutive numbers. So none of these will be the answer because 12 is not given in the options. Am I clear with this, guys? Can others reply if they have understood or not? Come on. Okay, let us see the second question then. Similar question, do this one. So I can see some answers coming up. 10600 is absolutely correct. D is the correct answer. Again, 4 consecutive even numbers is average of 4 consecutive even numbers is 103. How do I take consecutive numbers? Consecutive numbers is x plus 1, x plus 2, and so on. But consecutive even या odd बोला है तो, so that will be x, x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6, and so on. This is how you write consecutive even or odd numbers. Yes or no? So in that case, if I take first number as x, second number as x plus 2, third number as x plus 4, or I'll take, okay, let's do it like this only. So these are the consecutive even numbers. So the average will be what? Sum of these 4 observations divided by 4, you get 103. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4x plus 6 plus that is 12. 3 4s are 12, 4 1s are 4, 12, 4 1 2. So 4x is equals to 400, x is equals to 100. That is it. So get x as 100. What are my numbers? One is 100, 102, 104, 106. This is the smallest number. This is the biggest number or the largest number. So product of the smallest and the largest number is 10600. That is option D. Okay. Cool. Let us see the next question. Do this one, everybody. Yes, that is correct. 1360 is absolutely correct. Okay, since two options are same, I'll just scratch this out. So only A, B, C, D. So yes, this is the correct one. How do we solve this? So we are basically going to stick to the concept average is equals to sum of observations upon number of observations. We are going to stick to this one. Okay. So if there are 16 men in all, if I'm talking about 16 men, right? So how do I find the sum since everybody, 15 have paid same and the 16% has paid separately. So I will have to show the sums accordingly, no? So it is sum of 15 men plus sum of only the 16th man upon this 15 plus 1 will give me 16, right? And the average is not given. So I'll assume average of 16 people as X. Okay. I'll assume average of 16 people as X. So in that case, 16X will be sum of 15 people plus the sum of 16th person. This is what I get. Now, let's talk about 15 of them. What have they what are they doing? 15 of them paid rupees 80 each, right? 15 men paid 80 each. So total 15 men will give you how much? 15 into 80. 15 eights are 120. So 1200 is just paid by 15 men. And how much has 16th man paid? The 16th man had paid 75 more than the average of all 16 men. 16 men का average हम लोग ने consider किया है X. So 16th man ने average से 75 ज़्यादा pay किया है. So I have got this total sum is 1200 and X plus 75. Substitute. Sum of 15 people is 1200 and bill paid by 16th person is X plus 75. So that becomes 15. X is equals to 1275. So X is equals to 8s are 120, 5s are 75. So X is 85. So how much has 16% paid? 85 plus 75. That will be 160. So how much is the total bill? Total bill is 1200 by 15 men and 160 by the 16th man. So 1360 is going to be the answer. See how easy this was? Right? We just had to stick to this, nothing else. I hope it is clear. Let's see the next question. Let me know if you have any doubts. I can anytime, explain this again. Do this question now. I'll keep the solution for a while. This is a new question. Do this one. Let us discuss this answer. 39 is absolutely correct. Again, we will be using the concept average is equals to sum upon n, sum of observations upon number of observations. Now, what have I said? There are total 24 students and one principal. So there are total 25 people, no? 24 students, one principal. So obviously there are going to be 25 people in all. So that will be sum of 24 students plus one principal, right? That gives me the average of total 15, 25 people, that is 15, right? This average is 15 of 25 people. Now, when the principal's age is excluded, that means we are only talking about 24 students. So can I write this as 25 into 15 equals to sum of 24 students plus sum of principal. Okay. Now, if I'm talking about 24 students, the number of observations will be 24. That will be sum of 24. And they have given that average decreases by 1 year. So initially it was 15. When I exclude principal, it decreases by 1. So now the average has become 14. So what will be sum of 24 students? It will be 14 into 24. Again, I do not have to write all this to directly come to this step, right? To directly, so you can just say that sum is equals to average into n. You can just remember it like this as well. I hope it is understandable. So sum will be average into number of observations, correct? So I know what is sum of 24 people, that is 14 into 24. That is it. Substitute over here. 15 into 25 is equals to 14 into 24 plus P. Right? So how much is that? 15 5s are 75, 15 to the 30, 37. And how much is 14 into 24, guys? I hope we have been solving. Right? So if you do 24 into 14, 14 4s are 56, 14 to the 28, 28 plus 5 is how much? 33. Correct? So 336. So 375 minus 336 subtract करो, आपको आंसर आ जाएगा, that is 39. Again, you don't have to write all these steps. You directly just, understand the concept average is equal to sum upon n. Perfect. Let's solve this one. Can you hear me, guys? Okay, I wasn't able to unmute myself. Right, so 28 is absolutely correct. So let us see how to solve this one, guys. Pay attention. Those who couldn't answer this. Sachin Tendulkar has a certain average for 9 innings. Again, average is equals average into n is equals to sum, right? So sum of 9 innings will be how much? Average is what? Certain average. So I do not know what is the average. So let's say x is the average, and number of innings is 9. So sum of 9, that is basically 9x. Now, in the 10th inning, he scores 100 runs. So if I'm talking about 10 innings, sum of 10 innings will be how much? Sum of 10 innings will be average of 10 innings. This average increases by 8. So if I have assumed average as x, so the new average has become x plus 8, right, for 10 such innings. Now in sum of 10 innings, it is sum of 9 innings plus that 100th inning that we have. Sum of 9 innings is 9x plus 100, open the bracket, 10x plus 80. So that becomes x is equals to 20. So x is 20, but we want the new average, that is which is this x plus 8. So that will be 20 plus 8, that is 28. So 28 is the correct answer, guys. So this is how you skip your steps once you know the concept, right? Ideally, you would have done it like, let the average be x, sum of 9 observations upon number of observations. So sum of observations would be 9 into x. Then you will say that new average has become x plus 8. So it will be sum of 9 observations plus the 10th observation upon 10. And then you keep on doing it. So if you have to skip some steps, concept should be clear, and then you can directly understand this part. Why I could write it directly like this. I hope you're understanding this. Are we clear with this, everybody? So this is all about averages. Do we have any doubts? Then we can start with mixtures and allegations. Are we clear with this, guys? Come on. Now I want everybody to pay attention for mixtures and allegations, right? Averages were easier, right? Let us start with mixtures and allegations. Now, when I talk about mixtures and allegations, again, in mixtures, I'm going to apply another concept of ratio values, and in allegations, it will be a totally different approach, right? And when do I apply ratio value approach, or when do I apply allegation approach? That will be based on the questions asked. Okay, that we will see. Yes, sure, Ajit. Let me do that. Yes, you can post it now. Quickly go through your attendance and then I'll start with it. Come on. I hope it is done. I want everybody to pay attention now. Come on. So when I talk about mixtures, right, what type of sums are you going to get? As I said, when I say mixtures, there are going to be, there's going to be a mixture in one container, a proper mixture in another container, correct? And I'm mixing up this mixtures. This is already a mixture. This is already a mixture. Mixture as in when you're mixing two or more solutions together, two or more chemicals together, or you're mixing one chemical with another chemical. You're mixing, or they can say one solution with another solution, or they will say you're mixing one type of rice with another type of rice. You're mixing one type of juice with another type. It could be anything, guys. You're just mixing two things together, right? So here you have this kind of thing. You have a separate solution. You have a separate solution B, right? These are, like concentrated solutions, individual solutions. And then you mix them up together to get a mixture of A plus B. This type of questions can be solved using allegations. Here we already have mixtures, but in different quantities. ये एक मिक्सचर है समझो मिल्क एंड वाटर का, राइट, बट इसमें मिल्क और वाटर का रेशियो अलग है. ये भी मिक्सचर ही है. These are individuals. This will be milk and this will be water. These are individual constituents. And in mixture, in ratio value type of questions, two mixtures are given, but in that the content is different. मिल्क एंड वाटर का ये मिक्सचर ही है ऑलरेडी. ये मिल्क एंड वाटर का ही मिक्सचर है यहाँ पे भी, बट द मिल्क एंड वाटर कंटेंट इज डिफरेंट. एंड देन यू मिक्स देम अप टुगेदर and you have to find what will be the final milk content or what will be the final water content. I hope you are understanding this type of questions, right? Let's first understand the one which can be solved using ratio values. First case is, where you have a container, let's say container A. This has a mixture of, let's say, 10 liters. 10 liters का mixture है, right? This has water and milk in the ratio, let's say 2:3. Okay, water and milk is in the ratio 2:3. Then you have another container, let's say container B. It has, let's say, x liters. अभी यहाँ पे x के बदले वैल्यू भी हो सकता है, नहीं दिया है तो x कंसीडर करो, इसलिए मैं दोनों भी दिखा रही हूँ आपको. अगर जब वैल्यू दिया रहेगा और जब वैल्यू नहीं दिया रहेगा, then you have to assume a variable, correct? Here you have water and milk in the ratio, let's say 1:4, right? ये ratio दिया है, not direct constituents. So then what is happening? Then they will be saying that you are mixing these two containers in a bigger container, right? तो इसमें भी तो milk and water ही होगा ना, but अभी आपका final milk कितना होगा और final water कितना होगा, that is asked. Okay, so how do you solve such type of questions? These are very basic type of questions. So your first step will be to find individual constituents. हर एक वेसल में इंडिविजुअली मिल्क कितना है और वाटर कितना है, दैट शुड बी योर फर्स्ट स्टेप टू फाइंड इट आउट, करेक्ट? सो हाउ डू आई फाइंड इट आउट? रिमेंबर फ्रैक्शन, पार्ट अपॉन होल ऑफ समथिंग. सो इफ आई हैव टू फाइंड वाटर, मुझे पता है कि रेशियो है 2:3 का, तो वाटर का पार्ट कितना है? 2 पार्ट्स. टोटल पार्ट्स कितने हैं? 2 + 3 5. 2/5 of what? 2/5 of 10 liters. This is how you find individual water, no? So 1s are, 2s are, so you get 4 liters of water. So obviously remaining will be milk, that is 6 liters, or you could do it as part of milk is 3 parts out of total 5 parts, 3/5 of 10. You still get 6 liters as the answer, correct? So in the first container, I could find out that, that I could find out that water is 4 liters and milk is 6 liters. Similarly, you can do it for B. How do you find water? So come on, tell me in terms of X, what will be how much will be water and milk individually in container B? Come on, quickly. How much will be water in container B and how much will be milk? So yes, so water is going to be how much? 1 parts out of total 5 parts, 1/5 of x, and milk is going to be 4/5 of x, correct? And now if I'm mixing these two containers together, so obviously now I can find out total water, no? A में है 4 liters और B में है 1/5 of x. टोटल वाटर होगा और टोटल मिल्क कितना होगा? 6 + 4/5 of x. That is it, done. X की जगह पे अगर वैल्यू होता है then you could have found out the answer. I hope you have understood this. So this is the way of solving such type of questions. Okay, allegation से बाद में जाएंगे. First let's solve some questions based on this concept. Let's start this one. Let's start with this. Come on, start answering, guys. So yes, 5 liters is correct, guys. Those who have answered 5, that is absolutely correct. So let us see how to solve this question. In 75 liters of mixture, so this entire mixture is 75 liters. So this has milk and water in the ratio 4:1. I told you how to find out individual constituents. So if I have to find the milk, it will be 4 parts out of total 4 plus 1, 5 parts. 4/5 of 75, 1 jar, 15 jar. So you get 60 liters of milk. So obviously बचा हुआ जो है 15 liters वो रहेगा water का, right? Now what have they said? How many liters of water should be added? So now let's understand. In this 75 liters, milk is 60 liters and water is 15 liters. They are asking how much more water is to be added so that the new mixture, so that the water to milk ratio becomes 1:3. तो water में कितना हम लोग x liters हम लोग अगर add करेंगे, right? Then the ratio has to become 1:3. Cross multiply, will get x का answer. That is it. See how easy this was, no? This is 1 jar, this is 20 jar. So 15 plus x is equals to 20, x is equals to 5. That is it, done. I hope it is clear, guys. Did you all understand? You just had to find individual milk and water, and then you just had to add x liters of water and use it in the ratio. That is it. Do this one now. Similar question. I'll keep the solution for a while. This is a new question. Come Mukul, that looks wrong. Do it again. Shri, that's correct. Okay, let us see this question. A vessel contains milk and water in the ratio 3:2. Again, this is a mixture and it has milk and water in the ratio 3:2. So milk is, I do not know how much is this. So let's say it is X liters, right? So milk is 3/5 of X and water is 2/5 of X. Yes or no, guys? I hope this part is clear to everybody. Now, next is if 15 liters of water is added. Let's say I'm adding 15 liters of water to it. Then what happens? Milk and water ratio becomes reverse. मैंने अगर ये 15 ऐड कर दिया liters of water, तो ये जो milk and water का ratio है, right, वो उल्टा हो जाएगा. That is 2:3. जो original ratio है, it will become reverse, right? When I add 15 liters of water, that is, this milk will remain as it is, but water is 2/5 of X plus 15. You just have to solve this part, no? So that gives you 3/5 of X upon, right? 15 5 is 75. So 2X plus 75 by 5. This 5 gets cancelled out. So you are left with 3X upon 2X plus 75 equals to 2/3. Cross multiply, 9X is equals to 4X plus 150. 5X is 150, so X is 30. Done. So how much is the initial mixtures quantity? That is X liters. So X is absolute, 30 is absolutely clear, correct. Am I clear with this, everybody? Prashant, have you understood? Mukul? So Bhakti, Akash, that was correct. 30 liters is the correct answer. So I hope you guys are following. Everybody. Now do this one. It's a similar question. Come on. Then we'll start with allegations as well. I don't think that is correct, Akash. Do it again. Now I can see some correct answers. Vivek, that is correct. Sumit, Mukul, that is correct. Prashant, that is wrong. Do it again. So let us understand this question. Two vessels of equal capacity. So since both the vessels are of equal capacities, you can directly take the same variable for both. If this mixture is, let's say, X liters, then even this mixture will be X liters, no? I hope you are understanding because they both have same capacities. Now this contains water and alcohol in the ratio 7:5, and this contains water and alcohol in the ratio 7:8. The same thing goes, find out the water. Total water over here will be 7/12 of X. Here it will be 7/15 of X, right? Here total alcohol will be 5/12 of X, and here it will be 8/15 of X. Correct? Now you only have to add them. So total water to alcohol ratio will be how much? It will be 7/12x plus 7/15x upon 5/12x, 8/15 of x. Solve this. This 12, anyways, 15 sevens are 105x, 12 sevens are 84x. Upon this 12 into 15 and 12 into 15 will get cancelled out, no? 15 5s are 75x and 12 8s are 96x. I hope you are understanding. And this gives you so this is 9 2s are 18, 9 1s are 9, 9 1s are 9, 8 9s are 81. So you get 21/19 directly. This is the ratio, guys. Yes, Akash, that is correct now. Prashant, did you understand? What about others? Have you understood this part? So you can see once you understand this, no, whenever the ratio is given, this is how you solve it. So the more you solve these questions, the more you get, better in it. Because बार बार हम लोग वही कर रहे हैं. बाकी जो भी कंडीशन है उसके हिसाब से प्लस माइनस मल्टीप्लाई जो करना है वो करना पड़ेगा. There's one more question that we are going to do over here is this. This is a good question. Let's do this one. Try this out. इसमें मुझे सिर्फ आपको एक एक्सप्लेन करना है. आई वांट यू टू पे अटेंशन. नाउ लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड कि अगर ये मिक्सचर है हमारे पास, उसमें समझो मिल्क एंड वाटर का अगर रेशियो है 1:4, तो आप इसमें से कितना भी मिक्सचर निकालो. अगर मैंने ये 10 लीटर्स में से अगर 2 लीटर्स का मिक्सचर बाहर निकाला, तो ये 2 लीटर्स में भी मिल्क एंड वाटर का रेशियो सेम ही रहेगा। इसमें से हाफ लीटर निकालो, राइट, कितना भी इसमें से निकालो, आपका मिल्क एंड वाटर का रेशियो हमेशा सेम ही रहेगा। सेम रेशियो आपको अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा जितना भी आप बाहर निकालोगे। ये ध्यान में रखो एंड देन ट्राई डूइंग द क्वेश्चन। कम ऑन। Okay, I want everybody to pay attention. Apurva, did you solve it or did you just guess it? Mohit, that is incorrect. No, Shri, that is incorrect. So let us understand this question, guys. The correct answer is x equals to y, that is option B. Okay. Now let us understand how to do it. I want everybody to pay attention. This is quite a good question. Vessel A contains 5 liters of milk. अभी हम लोग के पास एक vessel है. नहीं बाबा, but I understood how you interpreted the question. Quantity will remain same, but they are asking something different. They are asking about milk and water. It is not that easy the way you feel it. Right? You feel कि यहाँ से 1 लीटर निकाला, वहां से 1 लीटर वापस डाला तो सेम ही रहेगा. Is it how you understood the question? If not and you have solved it properly, then that is absolutely correct. If yes, then we need to understand this question that is not that easier, right? अभी वो coincidentally आ गया correctly, but पूछने के लिए भी उन्होंने ए में और बी में अलग अलग से पूछा है कि मिल्क एंड वाटर का पूछा है, इसमें मिल्क और उसमें वाटर कितना है, राइट? तो अभी समझो क्वेश्चन को. आई वांट एवरीबॉडी टू पे अटेंशन. लेट्स से दिस इज वेसल ए एंड दिस हैज ओनली मिल्क इन इट, only and only milk. So how I'll write it, let me write it like this. This is vessel A, this is vessel B, right? Vessel A has milk, only milk, that is 5 liters. So water 0 है, यहाँ पे water है ही नहीं, और यहाँ पे milk 0 है और water 5 liters है. ये एक फर्स्ट स्टेप है अपना. A में सिर्फ milk है, B में सिर्फ water है, मिक्सचर नहीं है बिल्कुल भी. Right now 1 liter of milk is taken from A and is poured into B. अभी क्या हुआ नेक्स्ट स्टेप में गाइस? इन द नेक्स्ट स्टेप आउट ऑफ द 5 liters हम लोग ने 1 लीटर यहाँ से निकाला और यहाँ पे उसको ऐड किया. बाकी सब तो सेम रहेगा ना. तो यहाँ पे मिल्क हो गया अपना 4 liters, वाटर तो रिमेन सेम, एंड हियर मिल्क हैज बिकम 1 liter, वाटर विल रिमेन सेम. बट नाउ व्हाट हैज हैपेंड गाइस? What has happened? यहाँ पे तो सिर्फ मिल्क ही है, वाटर हुआ नहीं है, बट यहाँ पे मिल्क भी है और वाटर भी है. Now this has become a mixture, no? Now this has become a mixture of milk and water. I hope you are understanding. ये अभी भी एक इंडिविजुअल सोल्यूशन ही है. ए में सिर्फ इंडिविजुअल ही है, दैट इज मिल्क, बट वाटर में मिल्क ऐड करने की वजह से वाटर एंड मिल्क का मिक्सचर हो गया. तो इसमें मिक्सचर में मिल्क एंड वाटर का रेशियो कितना है? मिल्क इज 1 part, वाटर इज 5 part, सो 1/5 का रेशियो हो गया. आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड दिस गाइस. हैव यू अंडरस्टूड दिस पार्ट एवरीबॉडी? नाउ व्हाट इज सेड, 1 liter ऑफ द मिक्सचर इन बी इज देन poured इनटू ए. अभी जब ये बी में से हम लोग ए में पोर करेंगे ना, तो सिर्फ मिल्क या सिर्फ वाटर नहीं निकलेगा, मिक्सचर निकलेगा, राइट? तो वो मिक्सचर में हम लोग अभी इस मिक्सचर में से 1 liter निकाल रहे हैं, 1 liter ऑफ मिक्सचर निकाल रहे हैं. और आई जस्ट राइट इट, मैं इसको इरेज कर देती हूँ. राइट? अभी मिल्क एंड, इसमें मिल्क एंड वाटर का रेशियो 1:5 है. तो अगर हम लोग अभी 1 liter भी निकालेंगे, मैंने अभी आपको एक्सप्लेन किया था that when you just remove any quantity of mixture from that particular container, the ratio will remain same. तो ये 1 liter में भी we have to understand कि milk कितना है और water कितना है. Are you understanding this guys? So milk will be 1/6 of 1 liter, that is 1/6, and water will be what? 5/6 of 1 liter, that is 5/6. मतलब टोटल मिल्क कितना निकलेगा और टोटल वाटर इतना निकलेगा. मतलब मिल्क मेरे पास जो 1 है उसमें से 1/6 निकलेगा, और वाटर जो हमारे पास 5 है उसमें से 5/6 निकलेगा. ये जो 1/6 निकल रहा है वो यहाँ पे ऐड होगा, और वाटर जो 5/6 निकल रहा है वो यहाँ पे ऐड होगा. Are you understanding? So this becomes 6 minus 1, 5/6, and this becomes 6 5 is 30 minus 5, 25/6. यहाँ पे क्या होगा? 6 4 is 24 plus 1, 25/6, and this becomes 5/6. Am I clear till here, everybody? Can I get a yes or no? Come on. Now what is asked? If the present quantity of milk in B, B में मिल्क कितना है अभी? 5/6. B में मिल्क है अभी सब ट्रांजैक्शन करने के बाद 5/6, एंड वाटर इन ए, ए में वाटर कितना है? 5/6. तो तब जाके आपको क्या पूछा है कि अगर इसको हम लोग x बोलेंगे, इसको अगर y बोलेंगे, then what is the relation between them? Both are equal, right? So this is the correct way of understanding. यहाँ से मैंने 1 निकाला, यहाँ पे दिया, that is not how it works out. I hope you are understanding. बिकॉज अगर यहाँ पे आपने मिल्क ऐड किया और वहां पे वापस जब 1 लीटर आप डालोगे तो वो 1 लीटर में मिल्क और वाटर अलग अलग क्वांटिटी में रहेगा, सो वो चेंज हो जाएगा आपका क्वांटिटीज। आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग दिस? इज इट क्लियर नाउ? दिस वाज अ गुड क्वेश्चन दो, ऐसे टाइप के क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं। So whenever some mixture is removed or whenever some mixture is drawn, right? So that is how we are going to apply the concept. Are we clear? Come on. Okay, now let us understand allegations. Now look at this particular question, everybody. Now such type of questions are solved using allegation concept. अभी यहाँ पे क्या मैंने बोला था, कैसे टाइप के क्वेश्चंस होते हैं एलिगेशन में? एक लिक्विड रहेगा, दूसरा लिक्विड रहेगा, उसको हम लोग ऐड करेंगे तो एक तीसरा लिक्विड मिलेगा, राइट? तो ये जो लिक्विड्स दिया है या फिर ये जो सोल्यूशन या फिर सोल्यूशन ए दिया रहेगा, सोल्यूशन बी दिया रहेगा, दोनों को मिक्स करेंगे तो थर्ड सोल्यूशन मिलेगा। सो व्हाटएवर विल बी ए, व्हाटएवर विल बी बी, आई विल मिक्स देम, आई विल गेट अ फाइनल वन दैट इज सी। तो क्या क्या वेरिएबल्स अवेलेबल रहेंगे गाइस? फर्स्ट, क्वांटिटी विल बी गिवन टू यू और क्वांटिटी विल बी आस्क्ड, बट क्वांटिटी ये वेरिएबल रहेगा फॉर श्योर। सेकेंड क्वांटिटी आइदर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन रहेगा, 5% एसिडिक है या 10% एल्कोहलिक है, करेक्ट, और प्रॉफिट रहेगा और प्राइस रहेगा, प्रॉफिट या लॉस रहेगा, कुछ भी प्राइस रहेगा, राइट? सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स वुड बी गिवन। पहला तो क्वांटिटी है, दूसरे में से कोई एक रहेगा। तो हाउ डू आई सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन? एलिगेशंस देखो तो कैसे करोगे हमेशा, आई जस्ट डू इट ओवर हियर। बहुत ही इजी कंसेप्ट है एलिगेशंस। लेट्स से आपके पास ए है, बी है, आप दोनों को इसको ऐड करना है तो आपको एक मिलेगा फाइनल वन सी। तो इसका लेट्स से प्राइस दिया हुआ है, ये ₹20 का है, ये ₹30 का है, राइट? और जो फाइनल वाला है ना, दोनों मिक्स करने के बाद जो मिक्सचर मिलता है मुझे, वो मैं सेल करूंगी लेट्स से रुपीज, और लेट्स से दिस इज 10 रुपीज। ये जो है मैं उसको सेल करूंगी 15 रुपीज को, करेक्ट? सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि अगर मुझे ये 10 kgs चाहिए तो ये कितना क्वांटिटी होना चाहिए और ये कितना क्वांटिटी होना चाहिए। आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग? अभी देखो, अगर ये ₹10 होता और ये ₹30 होता, मैं दोनों मिला के अगर ये ₹20 को सेल करूंगी, मतलब ये दोनों की बराबर मिडिल वैल्यू है ना। अगर ये बराबर मिडिल वैल्यू है मतलब हम लोग बोलेंगे ए और बी हाफ हाफ है क्वांटिटी के हिसाब से, तब जाके 5 kg 10 रुपीज पे, 5 kg 30 रुपीज पे, तो एवरेज 20 रुपीज निकलेगा, राइट? बट अगर अलग अलग है, अगर ये मिडिल में नहीं आता, ये कुछ अलग है, मतलब ए का क्वांटिटी कुछ अलग रहेगा और बी का अलग रहेगा ना, ये भी हम लोग समझ पाएंगे कि जिसके क्लोजर रहता है आपका फाइनल वैल्यू, उसका क्वांटिटी ज्यादा रहता है, राइट? वो भी हम लोग देख लेंगे कैसे। बट व्हेन यू डील विद सच क्वेश्चंस, हाउ डू यू सॉल्व योर or how do you apply allegations approach? I want everybody to pay attention. So the first step will be to write down A and B adjacent to each other and C in between. Write down A and B adjacent to each other and C in between. तो यहाँ पे हम लोग को वैल्यूज लिखना है। सो यू विल नॉट बी राइटिंग क्वांटिटी, क्वांटिटी दिया भी रहेगा तो भी क्वांटिटी यहाँ पे नहीं लिखोगे, आपको क्वांटिटी का आंसर मिलेगा जो सॉल्व करेंगे उसके बाद। ओके, सो व्हाट आई विल डू ओवर हियर, क्वांटिटी यहाँ पे आई विल बी राइटिंग द सेकंड वेरिएबल। तो ये 10 रुपीज का है, ये 30 रुपीज का है। एंड कैन यू सी द फाइनल वन? फाइनल वन कभी सबसे छोटा या सबसे बड़ा नहीं रहेगा। फाइनल वाला जो वैल्यू होता है वो हमेशा बीच का वैल्यू होता है। These are your reactants, this is your resultant और your product। तो reactants का ही वैल्यू हमेशा लोवेस्ट, एक रिएक्टेंट लोवेस्ट देगा, एक रिएक्टेंट हाईएस्ट देगा, और आपका फाइनल वाला हमेशा मिडिल वैल्यू देगा, ये इतना याद रखो। Okay, so C will be 15. Then what is the next step, guys? Next step will be to go crossways. Cross में हम लोग subtract करेंगे greater minus smaller. So I'll do greater minus smaller, that is 5. I'll go crossways. ये ऐसे गया और ये ऐसे गया. Go crossways, greater minus smaller. अभी देखो ये lowest value है, ये highest value है और ये middle value है. So middle minus lowest किया और यहाँ पे highest minus middle किया, right? So that will be again 15. So this differences that we have got, ये जो values मिला है, that represents the ratio in which the quantities are added. Ratio of quantities in which A and B are added. I hope it is clear, guys. That means A and B are to be added in the ratio 15:5. You can reduce it. So you get 3:1. So 3:1 will be your ratio. Have you understood this? अभी सिर्फ रेशियो फाइंड करना है तो 3:1 मिला. अगर मुझे फाइंड करना है कि 10 kg में A कितना है और B कितना है, तो रेशियो है तो कॉमन मल्टीपल X अज्यूम करो, राइट? मतलब A कितना होना चाहिए 3x kgs, B कितना होना चाहिए 1x kgs, C कितना होना चाहिए 4x kgs. तो ये तीनों में से कोई एक का क्वांटिटी दिया रहेगा. जैसे यहाँ पे C का 10 kgs दिया हुआ है, तो आप बोलोगे 4x is 10. So x is equals to 10/4, that is 5/2, that is 2.5. मतलब ये कितना हुआ 7.5 kgs और ये हुआ 2.5 kgs. एंड टोटल मुझे कितना मिलेगा 10 kgs. This is how you find it. Am I clear with it? This is quite very, this is very, very easy basically. Are we clear with this, guys? Allocation technique. Just have to go crossways, do greater minus smaller subtraction, and the differences that you get acts as the ratio in which the quantities are to be added. Okay? Take this question now. Come on. Take this question. This is quite an easy one. Again, see, we have liquid A that costs rupees 31, liquid B that costs rupees 36, and we have to mix this up to get a liquid C that costs 32.25. Can you see? This is the lowest value, this is the greatest or the highest value, right? And the final one is the middle value, correct? So how do you solve it? You want the ratio of quantities. I told you, you write AB adjacent to each other, C in the between. This is 31, this is 36, this is 32.25, right? So cross multiply, how much do you get? This will be 25 and this will be what? 1.25 and this will be how much? This will be 36 minus 32.25. So remaining will be 75, 33, 3.75. So this is the difference that we get. This represents the ratio in which the quantities are to be added. Right? This is 1 this is 3 So that is correct. 3:1 is absolutely correct, guys. Good. So see, you have understood it very well. Let's do the second question then. Come on. I've changed the question. I'll keep the solution for a while. This is also quite an easy one. Okay, I'll show you the previous question. 1 second. This was the previous question, Mansi. Is it done? Okay. So this was the second question. There are still people getting confused with 3:7 or 7:3 उल्टा, right? इतना याद रखो, A के नीचे जिसका रहेगा वो A का पार्ट रहेगा, B के नीचे B का पार्ट रहेगा. Okay, don't get confused with that, guys. So again, we have a pulse that costs 15 rupees, another pulse that costs rupees 20. I'm mixing them together, so I get a third pulse. Then you will get 16.50. That is it. We want to find a ratio of the quantities of A and B. Right? किसका quantity दिया है? Not. Okay. So this will be A, B, and C. This is 15 lowest value, greatest value, and the middle value. Go crossways. So 16, that will give you 1.5. Go crossways, and this will give you 3.5. That is it done. So A and B will be in the ratio 3.5 to 1.5. इसके नीचे ये रहेगा, इसके नीचे ये रहेगा, right? So 7s are 5 7s are 35, 5 3s are 15. So 7:3 is the answer. Understood? So 3:7 कम हो जाएगा, guys. We are almost done. I hope everybody is following. Those who have answered 3:7, I hope you have got your mistake. Okay, do this one. प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन ऐसे कैसे आप प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन बार बार Mukul, that is correct. Good. Is it done, Abdul? Okay, take this question now, guys. That is correct, Akash. 2 cans A and B contains milk worth rupees 7 liters and 9 liters respectively. 7 rupees and 9 rupees per liter respectively. So we have A, we have B. This is rupees 7. This is rupees 9, right? Are transferred to another can. We have another can C. I do not know how much is this, correct? So we are going to do the same way. A, B, and C in between. This is 7, this is 9, this is X. I can see this is the lowest one. This has to be the highest one, and C will always be the middle value. Correct? So if you go crossways, will you do 7 minus X or X minus 7? Tell me. Is it going to be 7 minus X or X minus 7? Obviously, this is lowest and this is middle, right? So obviously it has to be X minus 7. Many students go wrong over here. And you go crossways, you get highest minus middle, that is 9 minus X. So this is the differences that you get. So according to our approach, the ratio has to be 9 minus X upon X minus 7, correct? But they have also given the ratio that it is 3:7. Right? That means these two ratios are going to be equal. No, solve these two ratios, you'll get what is X. As simple as that. 9 minus X upon X minus 7 is to 3:7. Solve this and give me the answer quickly. Come on. Now I think everybody should be answering this question. You already have everything in front of you. Come on, solve it. You cross multiply and you solve it, right? So this will be 63 minus 7x, 3x minus 21. 10x is equals to 84. So x is equals to 84 by 10, 8.4 rupees. So x is equivalent to 8.4. That is option D. Okay. I hope this was an easy one. So I hope you have understood allegations as well. Are we here with mixtures and allegations? Mixtures where you already have mixtures and then you add the two different mixtures and ratio values are given. This is allegations where individual constituents are given. You mix them up to get a mixture. Okay. Are we clear with all these type of questions? Will you be able to solve these questions now? So that is it. Do we have any doubts, guys? Do we have any doubts? Come on. So in all, we have completed 6 different, the 6 different topics. We started with ratio values and ratios and equations. Then we finished percentages and profit and loss. And now we finished averages and mixture and allegations. I hope all these are clear to you. Make sure you keep practicing or else you will forget. सब एक ही टाइम पे हुआ है, right? Tomorrow again we will be seeing remaining topics, that is partnership, simple interest, compound interest, time, speed and distance, and time and work. Make sure you go through all these basics. आगे का करने के पहले there are chances when we go ahead with the other topics, you tend to forget the previous ones. So make sure you keep practicing. So we'll stop over here then. I'll see you tomorrow at 9. Okay. Have a good day, guys. Bye, everyone.